Hey guys, how are we all? My name's Zoe, or I guess my channel is Zozo Espresso, obsessed with coffee and books. So yes, my name's Zoe. I'm from Australia. I'm 21 years old and I go to uni studying creative writing and political science. I am a big reader, definitely everyone should be reading at all times, in my opinion. But you know, it's not everyone's thing, but I'm here to try and, you know, hopefully persuade some of you to read more. Anyways, this is my first video, in case you couldn't tell. It's gonna be interesting. So what I'm going to do today is share with you some of my current books that I'm reading, give you maybe like a little review, tell you how far into it I am, and yeah, just take you on a bit of a journey. So let's go. First up, we have The Witching Hour. Is that how the beauty gurus do it? The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. I believe I've also read The Queen of the Damned by Anne Rice, and I really enjoyed that. Anyways, so The Witching Hour, as you can see, I'm not incredibly far into it yet. This is about nearly 1,200 pages, and I constantly have books going, so this is one of about 16 books I'm in the middle of reading. Whoops. Basically, it's about a neurosurgeon who can either heal or harm, and you know, it's a bit of a thriller, a spellbinder, if you will. And so far it seems to be quite intriguing. I'm definitely enjoying it. If you're someone who really likes big chunky books with like lots of elements, if you're into the thrill of it all, this is definitely something you should try out. The next one I have is called The Binding by Bridget. Now, I hadn't heard anything about this one. In fact, I just came across it by chance when I was out shopping one day, and I wasn't meant to be buying books, but you know, I'm a simple girl. Put some books in front of me and I'm bound to buy at least one. I want to say about a quarter, maybe a third into it so far, and it's basically about this character Emmett who doesn't know it until he's like thrown into this world, but he's a binder and or a binder's apprentice, sorry. And basically the binders bind secrets of different people who like want to forget certain memories or emotions. They bind those memories and emotions into a very like specific book that's not meant to be opened, not meant to be like seen once it's been bound together. And one day he comes across a book with his own name on it. So far, I'm really digging it. Would definitely recommend. It's as for the cover, I was kind of intrigued by it. I really like the darker colors. I like that the whole tagline for the story is "Imagine you could hide a secret forever." Like, I just think it's kind of a really cool cover. And I'm a sucker for a pretty cover, as you'll soon find out, I'm sure. But I had to pick it up. I had to pick it up. I had to see what was going on in this world. It's set in like the early 20th century as well, FYI, if you're into that era. Now the next one is called The First Girl Child by Amy Harmon. I must admit, I'm very new to the fantasy realm, fantasy genre. So this was kind of like my first real delve into that world. I'm a decent way through it. And it's all about runes and magic, you know, different tribes of this place called Salok. I think that's how you would say it. That's how I say it anyway. And basically they've had a drought of, there haven't been any girls born for quite a number of years, until one day there is a girl, hence the first girl child. And you know, a lot of things happen with her mum, I mean, I don't want to say too much because I'll give away the whole story. But it was definitely like a good introduction to this whole genre. The only other fantasy books I've really read, and here's basic bitch Zoe, but are the like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I tend to be more into sci-fi, mystery, crime, and classic literature. And I've also definitely had my like young adult contemporary phase as well. And then the last book that I'm actively currently reading is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, part of the Shadowhunter series. This is also like a whole new thing for me. This is my first Cassandra Clare novel I'm reading. This is my first Shadowhunters book that I'm reading. I've had a lot of my friends telling me about this series, saying that I should really give it a go. And I was intrigued. I mean, everyone that I've talked to has like raved, maybe not about this specific book because it's fairly new, but about the Shadowhunter series in general. And so I thought I may as well give it a go. I mean, there's no harm in trying. I'm not too far into it at the moment. Again, I have a lot of books going at the same time, always. But it's set in London. And so far I'm digging it. If any of you have ever read any of the Shadowhunter books before, or this book specifically, like, let me know your thoughts on it, because I'm curious, ever wanting to know, about other people's opinions and thoughts. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. This video is not meant to be like a super long one. I'm sure over time, as I become more comfortable in front of the camera, as I learn how to see, I'm like choking on my own words. But over time, I'm sure this will become easier. I hope you decide to come along on this little journey of YouTube life with me, because why not? I'm fun, I promise. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. Have a good day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you may be. Bye.